Sponsored by Hot 6 to the left side of the map. In the red, once again, our Protoss player was able to tie the series, forced this a third game on dual side.
Complexity Killer.
Former GSL player, been doing this for a while and then picked up by Complexity as well as Nada and Hart. Yep. To the right we have his opponent in the blue color. Highly favorite player in the Protoss versus Terran matchup. We have in the blue, starting for Prime,
MarineKing Prime.
His command center looks like it's on fire.
Just MarineKing, man. But well, he lost the last map, and even though dual side is in favor of the Terran player in this particular matchup, we will definitely see a tough battle between those two. After all, it's about who is going to advance, and wow!
Check it out.
That's
at his opponent's natural, for those of you.
And it has been scouted.
Yeah, this is really good for Killer, and I'm not sure why MarineKing chose this build for this particular map. This is really bad for MarineKing, like extremely bad. This is going to delay even his orbital command.
Yeah, this is going to delay everything. It's going to delay the orbital command, it's going to delay everything he has, and if Killer is now playing aggressive, if Killer is now starting to chrono boost Stalkers and attack right away, he might be able to take the game.
Yeah, very well. He's got two options. He can do that, or he can make a fast Nexus, take advantage of the fact that his opponent will not have no aggressive options. It looks like he is going to go for the quick Nexus. No core yet. Oh, there it is. He lost, his timing was a little bit off because he pulled so many probes to deal with the SCV that he just didn't have enough middle skill that core on time, but still going to be pretty good.
We've seen a ton of games where the Protoss player was getting really aggressive on this map, and the Terran was not prepared, didn't have that bunker up. So it's going to be really interesting to see if MarineKing, well, MarineKing needs a bunker. He needs a bunker. If he doesn't go for a bunker, and there are a couple of units like Zealot and Stalkers heading towards the space, then he might lose the game. Right there.
I saw that sign in the corner of my eye.
Oh my god.
She's, it says that she's from France, and Korean at the bottom there.
This is really funny. Did you see her cheeks?
Yeah, I saw those. She's a French person.
She was like so embarrassed being on camera. There's the bunker, by the way.
Yep, and the commands, or rather the barracks finally canceled at the natural of Killer.
And guys, as I said, without the bunker, he's dead. Without the bunker, he would die to any incoming pressure play.
Well, he is still going to lose a little bit of hit points here to the Zealot, but he will be completely fine. All he really needed, I feel, was a wall off. Until the Stalker gets there, which the Stalker is nearly there, but he's going to be fine. Yeah. Wilson, the second SCV for that bunker, and you're exactly right. Without the bunker, he might just lose the game.
Yeah, without the bunker, he would have, but with the bunker in position, he can just make sure that he is able to power through. We have no expansion so far for Killer. He's just sending out another probe right now. Might just start the Nexus as soon as the 400 minerals are ready, but we have the robotics bay.
He's got two probes over here. He's needs to be a little bit more less wasteful with how many idle probes he has on the map. He had one probe with that push that's now idle on the map, and then he had a probe idle at the natural, which didn't make a Nexus. He's now making two gateways. He wants to end the game with a push, and thankfully now he's started to pull his probes around the map and not waste them anymore.
We have the robotics bay for an observer. We followed up immediately by a Twilight Council.
It's going to be Blink Stalker play.
Going to be Blink Stalker, and MarineKing's tech is kind of a lot later than it would have been. Going for the 1-1-1 nonetheless.
I feel like Killer doesn't need to do something like this, though. I find it strange he would decide to go for basically 4 Gateway Blink Stalker all in. I just don't find that to be the right choice here. I mean, it can win the game, but it can also lose the game. Going for a longer macro game or a more standard timing attack with like Immortals where you can pressure and transition into a Nexus makes more sense. He's giving MarineKing an option here, I feel.
And it kind of looks like MarineKing might take it. He's moving out now.
Yeah, I mean, like,
dropping onto the high ground.
This is a really scary moment for Killer. He had to cancel Blink because he needed the gas to build units.
Tricky indeed. He does have the resources to start Blink again, but he wants more units in order to defend against this push.
I just don't like this choice by Killer 2 more Stalkers warping in now. He may start Blink again. He's so scared though. He does have an Observer to see that nothing more will come.
Raven is being built now in order to protect the observers. We have Blink once again being researched, and a bunch of Hellions in the main base being chased off by the Stalkers and Blink. Well, Blink will take a while. The vision of MarineKing, he saw everything. He knows about the Twilight Council, he knows fully well what's going to happen now.
Yeah, he's got the Raven out, he's even building a Banshee now. He could potentially get Cloak if he wants to, but he doesn't have the gas. He's making Banshees and tanks. I feel like MarineKing is actually way advantaged here. I mean, not only in supply, but also the amount of knowledge he has about what his opponent's doing. And Killer's doing an all-in that has now been spotted. This is not looking good for him, man. If that Observer dies, the game ends, and there's a Raven out. And that Observer is going to fly into its death. We're going to watch the Observer fly into its death and die. Oh, man, that was a close call. That would have ended the game. Game may still end though. He does have 1 sentry here for Guardian Shield, which will help this push significantly.
He won't get the high ground vision in order to blink up.
No, he has no intention of blinking up. He's going to have to blink back, but try to pick off buildings. But he just does not have enough units. Already MarineKing has enough to hold. He's got the ability to drop point defense drones if he wants to, and he can kill the Observer at any time and stop the attack completely. The Nexus is going up for Killer. Looks like he's now going to try to use this pressure to buy time, but his opponent is already just leagues ahead.
A little bit of a contain by Killer right now, and we have now 2 bases, or second base for both of them, and Hellion tries to sneak into the main base of Killer. At the same time, we have engagement at the top. The Hellion about to die. Yes, didn't do any damage at all, but at least got some scouting information. Charge is being started now.
Yeah. 4 Zealots warping in here. He's gonna start switching his composition up a little bit, but
yeah, with the siege tanks now, MarineKing can push out, can start to take his base at the bottom, and he is just in a really nice position. He's in a great lead. He has 80 supply against 67. He's going for the upgrades now. He has the second orbital, can establish it down at the bottom with the siege tanks that he has in his army. So yeah, this is looking really good for MarineKing, even though he completely failed with his early proxy barracks attack.
Yeah, I feel like Killer's follow-up plan was just not a smart one. Now MarineKing has the ability not only to secure his natural, even though it's a little bit later, his tech is really good. He can, if he wants to, control the map. There are Blink Stalkers out, but not enough to where MarineKing feels threatened to move out of his base. Perhaps he feels threatened, but he shouldn't. He could actually move out at any time and be completely fine. 1 Stalker almost going down. Killer trying to find an opening here.
Killer is going once again for the robotic spade tech. He wants Colossi. He's at 28 harvesters against 34. He definitely needs more probes.
And an odd choice to go for robotic support bay, considering his opponent has siege tanks out and he knows the starport tech is already out there, so Vikings of course will be followed up very easily. He already has a reactor on the starport now. Probably make a medevac before making any Vikings, but actually no, he's just going to go for the Vikings. Very smart decision making by MarineKing without even scouting Colossus tech. Knows what his opponent will likely be up to.
Yeah, I like that a lot, especially when we consider the last game where he didn't have enough Vikings to deal with the Colossi and just ended the game for him. So we have now the stim nearly done. He's getting a lot of headshots. Needs to be careful. Nice timing. Blinked away just in time with his Stalkers. And the thing is, there's not a lot that Killer can do right now. MarineKing is getting the perfect army. He's getting more upgrades. He's getting the Vikings, adding more Marauders into the mix. So this is going in favor of MarineKing now.
Yeah, I mean, crazily so.
Yeah, he can even build a third base.
He can do whatever he wants. The game is in his hands. He's shaping it like clay. And
Wolf's getting all poetic.
the Stalkers are trying their best to find an opening, but all it's going to take is just a few units left at home. He can't really do anything. All that MarineKing needs to do is put up a bunker and leave the siege tank there, and Killer can't even really commit. He's actually going to try to blink on top of the siege tank. It will work.
Actually, that might hurt. Yeah, but he should still take down the Marauders, Killer.
And yeah, this push is going to be the game ender. If he can get his siege tanks in the correct position, he'll be fine. Yeah, 2 of them. Nice placement on those.
Awesome placement. This next is good.
Absolutely. The Stalkers in the middle of the map to try to catch reinforcements, but they need to be with the army if he wants to have any hope of beating this. Yeah, let's do that. Here we
The
go.
Nexus
The
is
charge
already
is
gone.
done. And there's one Colossus back here. But like you said, the Nexus is already gone. The Stalker's trying to blink in, but it doesn't matter with the point defense drones there. And it looks like MarineKing will go back into Codes.
Yes, he will indeed. Killer is down to 53 supply. He's losing a last Colossus now, losing all his probes. We have 127 supply against 32 now. This is it. That's the GG. MarineKing takes the series with 2-1. The expected win against Killer. A little bit sad for Killer after winning the last game, forcing the third, but dual side is just a very, very rough match for Terran in this matchup. Sorry, for Protoss in this matchup. So MarineKing takes it. He will be in Codes once again. A little bit disappointed.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how disappointing the choice to go for Blink Stalkers as a follow-up was to me. I don't see the merit in that. This map is okay for Blink. There's a wide open space, you know, behind the line of sight blocker where you can blink it in the main, and you can do counterattacks in that way. But it's a map in which most players, especially someone like MarineKing, will go siege tanks. And if you go siege tanks, Blink Stalkers are no longer really something that scares you. And he just played turtly defensively. And then Killer was like, well, now I only have one base, and I guess I have to make a Nexus, but my Nexus is going to be late. And I find either going for a more standard type of attack with Immortals and several gateways and trying to pick off structures at the front, or just building a Nexus that you know will be safe because your opponent cannot pressure you early, those two choices make sense. Going for the Blink is the last thing MarineKing would have expected, but there's a reason for that. So I found that to be a little bit of a weird choice for Killer. And I think that led to his demise. He just did not have the appropriate tech. Then he tried to get charge because he was like, well, I already have a Twilight Council. Maybe I can help deal with this composition with that, but it wasn't enough.
Thanks to the early cancel on the barracks, everything was delayed. Killer could not really capitalize on the fact that his opponent was not able to get the units out early in the game, and he didn't go for a Nexus. The attack was a little bit half-hearted, and especially with the Raven around, it was so hard to make good use of the Blink Stalkers. So in the end, MarineKing takes it with 2-0. We are heading into our next match, which is going to be Keen against Nasty. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back after a short break.